calling yourself an animal.
Maybe.
We are animals.
Okay, now we are live for week 3 of Rise of the Runelords. Say hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hey.
everybody.
Heather is finally back with us.
Yay.
Her job decided to let her go.
I still work there.
let her leave and do things like sleep and eat food.
I was sleeping before this.
Oh, okay.
You're sleeping on the job. Awful person. I do the same thing, so I have no regret.
I took my nap, so whatever.
Right, so Heather, since you weren't here last week, we decided to give a brief introduction of ourselves, the people, since we already gave introductions of our characters. So since you weren't here last week...
I feel like this is a trick.
No, it's on there if you watch the video.
Yeah, we did. We, gave out our credit card numbers,
Oh, we did.
cell phone numbers,
Oh,
names
heck
of
no.
relatives, addresses, all that good stuff.
So feel free to introduce yourself to the listeners and how long you've been gaming and stuff like that.
Okay. My name's Heather Brown. I go to NKU. I'm a studio arts major. I did this in high school a little bit, but I never got to create anything, create any characters or anything, because people I played with were they were hardcore gamers. And they were just like, hey, here's the books, have fun. So, and I came up here for school, and I finally met some people who actually tried to help.
Because we're awesome like that.
Yeah.
Yes, we
So
are.
now I'm continuously playing. So I guess collectively it's 2 years almost. I guess I don't know.
For you, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the rest of us, we ended up figuring out it was 5 years.
This kind of gaming, yeah.
Cool.
Alright, so with that out of the way, if everybody's ready, we can get started where we left off from before, yes?
Speaking of which, where did we leave off before, Almighty Game Master?
Yeah, I've been here with a year with you guys.
Oh, man. Sweet.
Group hug for the players, not the GM.
Yay!
That's alright,
Yeah.
I get to kill you all.
Oh.
You guys get to die.
Oh.
Stanton now comes down with the AIDS.
Oh, Jesus.
But he avoided. He avoided the activity that would produce such
How
a thing.
can he get AIDS if he's never had sex?
It's immaculate.
Well, there could have been something with blood transfusions or
spit.
Yeah, spit. There's a lot of ways that a non-sexual that you can get AIDS.
Anyway.
Just saying.
So what the hell am I doing? God.
Anyway.
Just put your body in a glove.
Anyway, Will, why don't you go ahead and remind the viewers?
I was asking you.
Shit happened.
Because...
Okay, let's see. Stanton was lured into a woman's basement and was almost manhandled until her father came home and almost manhandled him himself.
The way you worded that... Okay, I'm going to take over.
That's what you get.
Yeah, I know. I was
Yeah,
asking
it's a
for
fun
it.
episode.
You need to watch the video. It's hilarious.
Alright, so... Yeah.
Are comments enabled?
Yes.
Okay.
So, more or less, that happened. Stanton was lured into the basement, and the lady tried to seduce him, but because Stanton is chaste and debonair and a gentleman, he said, "No way, Jose." But then her father came home and was like, "Hey, I'm a hillbilly, I'm gonna kill ya."
My name ain't Jose.
Yeah, that too. He was very offended. So, Stanton kind of worded his way out of that.
But not without rumors.
Yeah, not without rumors. Theodora, I believe, got into some trouble again with the law. I thought...
No?
No, she thought that she did because the sheriff came up to you guys wanting to talk.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah.
You ended up finding that the original father of Desna's remains was taken by goblins.
And
Sorry.
a little bit.
Okay.
Are you lactose intolerant?
No, I was just curious.
Okay. Anywho's, after that, we went to the crypt to route out some of the effects of the goblins, or investigate what they had been doing there, because they found some tracks and
Skeletons.
yeah, and that stuff.
Yeah.
So then we go in there, and we promptly realize that none of us are outfitted to fight undead.
Yep.
And ended up having our NPC Linka kill the two skeletons for us.
You say so,
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Yep.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did more fighting, and you weren't even here. So, so then we figured out that on these skeletons are robes that reanimate the remains that they are put on. The sheriff, not Foxglove, the sheriff's name, Hemlock. You know,
You're remembering names?
yeah,
Snap, boy.
Hemlock.
He's even writing it down. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Somebody
Hemlock
has to.
comes by and he's like, "Hey guys, we should keep this on the DL because Tobin was a highly respected member of the community. People would probably freak the ever-living hell out if they figured out that his remains were stolen." So then we go asking at the bar, because that's where all adventurers go for their information needs and not a library.
Yeah.
Especially since the bartender's a bard.
Yeah. So we ask her, and she's like, "Oh, Tobin had an adopted. I call them Azamar. You called them Ajmara.
I was going off the top of my head.
Angels.
It was fancy celestial people.
Yeah.
He found a baby of fancy celestial people, and he adopted her and loved her and raised her to be a upstanding priestess of Desna. But then she had a dalliance with a blacksmith who was moving through the town.
Had a baby.
Yeah, had a baby. It was a stillbirth, and he had the remains of the stillbirth taken out and burnt by a bunch of priestesses. Nuns.
Because it was highly deformed and monstrous.
Yeah. So, now we're going to try and track down one of the priestesses who was involved with the ritual so we can figure out what's going on. But not before we go on a hunt with Foxglove.
Yes. The man that you all saved and wants to hang out with you guys.
Because we're pretty.
Yeah. So, new day begins. I guess you all head towards the stables to meet up with Foxglove.
I pray first.
Okay, you pray first and get your spells.
Awesome.
I do that.
Okay.
I'm pretty.
I don't pray.
You're specifically making a point to not pray. You're like, we have enough of this divine crap in our party. No. The only agnostic, or the only atheist in a world where the gods have been confirmed to exist. I like it.
She's probably not the only one.
Well,
You never know.
I mean, they exist. People know this.
But do they?
Oh snap! Ah! So, the three of you go to the Goblin Squash stables.
Oh, that's what they're called. Okay.
Yeah, because the sign above the door does have the depiction of a goblin being stomped on by a horse.
I thought it was because they grew a squash known as goblin squash. You totally took me out of it, man. Alright.
Anyway, Foxglove is waiting there, dressed in noble hunting attire with this big crank crossbow on the back of his horse, and he's got 3 men servants with him, also dressed to hunt, carrying more reliable-looking hunting weapons. And they also got horses for the 3 of you. Will's, yours always looks like Applejack.
Awesome.
Because Will is a huge fan of Applejack.
Oh, yes.
Howdy, y'all. Ain't that right, Sugar Cube?
Don't use sword right. Take a hero point away.
I know, I can't afford to lose them either.
Anyway, so he sees the 3 of you coming, and he's like, "Oh, good morning, my friends. Welcome. Yes, the sun is rising. It is a good day for a hunt. Can you smell it in the air?"
It just smells like morning to me.
I smell horse poop.
God.
What, like you actually walked over to a pile of horse manure and started inhaling deeply? Or
No.
you just smell it ambiently?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Gosh,
I'm being a Debbie Downer to his. Doesn't this morning smell terrific? I'm like, huh? It smells like horse poop.
gosh, you're blunt.
Okay.
And he, of course, comes over to Lucy and Palestine and says, "And you look radiant as always in the morning."
Thank you.
But before the sun gets any higher into the air, we should adjourn to the Tickwood and begin the hunt for a boar.
I know you're a child. I'm a child?
She's a child?
Isn't she? When I last was here, she was a child.
I act like a child. What's the age of consent in Sandpoint?
Are we really getting into this?
If I'm a child, I mean, how do we define that? How old am I?
Considering that this is a fantasy neo-medieval style world, I'm willing to guess between...
If you say
ages of-
14, you're a goddamn pervert. Yeah.
Pay attention to what Game of Thrones is pulling off, dude.
Well,
This isn't Game of Thrones.
This is like light-hearted Final Fantasy. We're not doing hardcore Game of Thrones shit here.
We're not going to answer the age of consent question.
okay.
You are old enough to have consent.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Maybe
Whatever
just
you
so.
want.
You started
but-
this.
now that we're past that bit of awkwardness, let's get on the horses and start going.
Here's the question: are these like Are these like the horses that you go to the ranches? They put you on, then you take it down a horse trail, or are these like you actually have to know how to ride a horse?
Are you saying, are they trained horses or are they wild horses?
More like, are they trained for inexperienced riders versus experienced riders?
Yeah.
These are trail horses.
Okay.
So
That's-
you're all fine on that remark.
Okay.
Especially since you're not doing any form of galloping, you certainly shouldn't be fighting on them. You're just
Okay.
using them as a means of much faster
Will's character
transportation.
just going like this, and this horse is like, oh, Jesus.
A means of much faster transportation, because on horseback it takes you half an hour to make it to the area you're going to. Which
Not
allowed me to bring out the map of the hinterlands.
There's a circle.
This is the circle is where Sandpoint exists.
So we're at.
Yeah, that's where you're riding from. Where you're going is there.
Another circle.
Yes.
Kind of foresty. Okay.
Yeah, the Tickwood.
All right.
Nice.
So, like I said, you got a half hour's ride at steady gallop. So, on your way there, Foxglove has his men servants riding ahead to keep the area scouted. He's riding alongside the 3 of you. As they all do the motion of riding horses.
I'd rather sit back.
Except for Heather, Being the Debbie Downer.
I'm the rebel.
Our town guard, everybody.
It works.
So, Foxglove comes up beside all of you and says, So tell me, what? So tell me, where have you all come from? Give me your stories. I want to know so much about the people who saved my life. We have the time.
Oh, if you must know, I come from Magmar.
I live in Magnamar. At least I live on the outskirts of it, but I do have a townhouse within.
So, you've seen what it's like inside the city.
Unfortunately, yes, I have. That's why I only keep a townhouse in there and not my actual house.
When you live there, it's a bit different. Gangs constantly wanting what you have. The fellow beggars trying to increase their own by taking from their brethren. It's rather deplorable.
Yes, it most certainly is. But what made you decide to go into the church?
It was the only way out for me and my sister.
Well, you have a sister. Is she in the church as well?
Yes, she is a overseer in Magmar. I write to her when I can. Couriers, well, they tend not to come this way too often, so...
No, mostly it's traders from the city that come this way. But you can always have them carry messages as well. They'll do anything for a bit of gold. A gold coin or two. But what about you, town guard? What is your name again?
It's Linka.
What made you decide to be a town guard in such a small village?
What are you doing? I can make up my own story.
Okay, you were being so blunt, like, I don't want a deep backstory. I joined the god for money.
Excuse us as Will gets smacked.
Well, since you must know,
Glaring at Will.
my family never had much money, so I joined the town guard to make some money.
Your family still lives within Sandpoint, I take it?
Yes, if they're still alive after the attack.
You know that they are.
They are.
As they both continue glaring at each other. Oh, there we go!
Oh, man!
I'm sorry. I just meant to play that.
-3 hit points.
Your head's bigger than I thought.
Oh, boy.
Your face, though.
Whoa.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll be fine.
So,
Can you breathe?
Once the birds stop flying, I'll be okay.
so he turns his attention towards you,
Oh.
draws his horse a little closer to you, and says, "And what's your life story like, my dear?"
Oh, nothing. I've always lived in Sandpoint.
You have? I can't say that I've ever seen you during my visits there before.
It's
Well-
not even funny. If it was bleeding, I'd be so mad at myself.
Are you? Is it bleeding?
No.
No, don't even joke!
Oh, okay. My parents were part of the parish. If you were never near the priesthood, that's where I always was.
And where did you come across this little thing that follows you around? He points to your pseudo-dragon.
Oh, Theodora? By the way, she has a giant pink bow on her head. And is not liking it, but hasn't gotten around to actually
I'm so sorry.
pulling it off yet.
Awesome.
I was popping my neck. I wasn't breaking it.
I know, but like the fact that you're gonna pop your neck afterwards. Put a kink in my neck.
He reaches out and tries to pet it.
Theodora tries to bite his hand.
He immediately draws it back like, oh, she's so cute.
She's not the friendliest in the morning. I'm sorry for that, sir.
Oh, it's no trouble at all, no trouble at all. But, pray tell, you all seem to have such normal lives. Well, and I know it was a job of yours, he motions to Linka. What made the two of you decide to fight off the goblins instead of hiding with the others?
It's what officers of the law and representatives of my order are supposed to do.
I can understand that, but why you?
Well, Theodora kind of got ahead of herself, and I had to make sure she was all right.
I see. And he happens to look up as you all come towards the tree line. He's like, ah, we are here. Now we can hunt for some boar. And he looks at you, since you're obviously a druid, but don't know it. And he says, "Pray tell, would you be able to help us find any? You seem to know your way around foresty areas."
Well, I can give it a try.
You can make a survival check if you want.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. Oh, hey, I have points in it. Okay. 7, 8, 10, 13.
It takes you a few minutes, but you come across trackings, and then there's a phone.
You come across a wild telephone.
Yes. We'll
I
just
throw
like
a rock at it.
Washington, D.C.
Is the president
I was just thinking that.
Anyway, now that sounds past, you come across the trail of a boar that seems fresh,
Your mom
heading
goes present.
towards a riverbed.
Okay, I pointed out.
Alright. The 3 men servant go on ahead as Foxglove gets down from his horse and works on getting his complicated crossbow loaded. Having to bring out the lever and attach it and pull it back and take it off again.
Wouldn't it be more convenient to simply launch an arrow?
This launches it for me.
Yes, but it looks to be a rather complex device.
This is merely for hunting. I wouldn't trust it to defend myself in a fight now.
What device is it? Oh,
It's a
that's what I thought.
yeah, it's a crank loading crossbow.
That'd take forever to get from.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I said it's a hunting crossbow.
I hope you don't miss.
Oh, that's what I got those 3 for, and you all. In case I do.
What do you do when you're alone?
I never hunt alone. That's foolish. There are bears in these woods.
Theodora at this point...
And you've got a crossbow.
Theodora at this point has heard enough and is like trying to fly off. So Lucy is trying to keep up with Theodora so that Theodora doesn't get lost.
Alrighty then. So,
Theodora, get back here! What are you doing running off?
so you all follow the men servants into the woods. You stop about 20 or so feet away from the riverbed, and you happen to see a couple of wild boars drinking from the river. And
So idyllic.
Foxglove looks around and says, "Who wants to take the first shot at it? I offer it to any of the 3 of you."
How far away are
I say you're 20 feet.
Oh,
we?
I did. Do you want to do it?
What
See,
Channel negative energy.
oh my god. Channel your negative energy.
Well, I mean, if you want to take a shot, then by all means.
No, channel your negative energy by all means.
Well, no, I don't want to.
I think I channeled your negative energy for you. That's all I
rolls her eyes and starts charging.
Alright, so
See, look what you've started.
You started it.
once again, this is all in character. So, I'm going to need Theodora to make her attack roll at a +2 for the charge.
Why is your computer on my side?
Because that way we can all...
Could see it before.
But it's done this way so that we can have a place for the box.
Sharing
Well,
the
the
box.
box is all the way over there.
I want to put my box on the table, okay?
18?
18 does hit, so go ahead for damage.
Okay. And is this a full attack or...
It's just one single attack.
Okay, so bite.
Yep.
Sweet! 5.
Alright, so Theodore gets a good chomp down on one of the boars. It doesn't take him down, but it does surprise him. So, technically, the other boar runs off immediately due to the threat. But since the other boar is still alive and well hit point wise, we're going to have to technically go into initiative.
Really? Really?
Or it's still
This is your fault.
It's still surprise. We'll still call it surprise round. So between the two of you, the men servants and Foxglove, there should be enough time to take them down. Who wants to do something next?
Oh my god! I fire my bow because. Oh my god!
It's not a critical failure.
I'm gonna mark your shirt
Why would you?
because
So-
you're being a butt.
So the fighter lops a bow and
It goes like. Because I'm so stressed out, I didn't pull it all the way back, and it just goes. You're over there laughing. Shit, my negative energy.
I'm not what? I'm thinking, you know what? There's no pleasing you, is there?
Nope.
I think that's the point.
Oh god.
Alright.
Link is a headstrong warrior. Can't please her.
Channel negative energy, they have to make a will save of 14.
Damn.
Jesus.
Oh!
I rolled a 15 on the die.
Well, you said that there was 2, right? Or
Well, the one ran off.
God damn! It still takes half damage.
Yeah. He's only down to
3.
8 hit points, so...
So...
The men servants shoot it enough times to where it finally drops, and Foxglove, seeing it still breathing, fires an arrow straight into its head. And it's like, yes! A fine, clean shot, and the men servants just all roll their eyes. Like, yeah, fine, clean shot, sir, yay!
Theodora is busy trying to dig into the pig's chest to get out its heart.
He comes to you.
Oh my god!
He comes to you like.
It's for food, right?
He comes to you like, if you'd please,
Just
I'm
skip
hoping
all
to
the
present
ribs.
that as dinner later tonight at the tavern.
I'm sorry. Theodora, come here.
She keeps trying to dig at it.
Stanton
Yeah.
whispers to the dragon, "It tastes better when it's burnt, trust me."
Hearing this, a gleam enters Theodora's eyes, and she slowly backs out of the hole that she's made, and winks at Stanton.
Nice.
Dibs!
While I still got it up, go ahead and take 200 points of experience, each of you.
Sweet!
200.
For killing a pig?
A pig that's a
Me
CR...
attempting to kill a pig.
A pig that's a CR2? Yes.
Damn!
We should have those more often.
Why the hell don't we just go around and kill a bunch of farmers and their livestock?
I'll worry about the role play experience after. So, you all kill one boar. And he said...
I've been telling you guys.
And
We need
Foxglove,
to go raid some farms.
Foxglove says, this should be
Is
big.
that your character? Is that your dragon?
Theodora.
I just imagine some old lady sounding like that.
This should be big.
Dibs!
This should be big enough for the dinner I hope to present the three of you with for saving me. I believe we can go back to town now.
Ladies first.
And she grabs a cookie.
Yes.
Just trying to be nice. I didn't want any of this.
So, you all hop back up on your horses and head back to Sandpoint. Is anybody wanting to say or do anything during the half-hour ride you have going back?
Lucy is pretty quiet.
Foxglove is playfully flirting with you the whole
I
time.
have a bag of rocks that I'm throwing at him. I'm just throwing like pebbles at him.
At Stanton?
And he'll like turn around and I'm just like riding my horse and he like glares at me, but I'm just like, oh.
I'll take the rear guard. I mean,
Hand that to Heather. As I give her a hero point for annoying the cleric.
that's not a smart move to piss off the person who
Oh,
deals
whatever,
with it.
you know it's joking.
That's right, I'm your white mage, and nobody fucks with the white mage.
I'm not some pussy-ass healer. Critical hit!
Negative energy!
Everyone dies.
So, you arrive back at town. Foxglove has his men servants take the boar away to be bled out and cleaned and whatnot. And he says, I hope that all of you come by the Rusty Dragon tonight after sundown for dinner. The boar is in your all's honor, of course, for saving me. I still cannot thank you enough for that.
You're quite welcome, sir. We were just doing our job.
Yes, of course. And before he parts ways, he kisses Lucy's hand again.
I am thoroughly disgusted by this.
Lucy looks so too.
Okay.
Alright then. And he goes off.
Still convinced it's just innocent.
Nothing's ever innocent.
What should I do about it if it...
Punch him in the dick.
I wouldn't quite go that far.
That would hurt.
Yes. Very much so.
I have to give it up for her bluntness. As you're all standing about talking, your old friend Sheriff Hemlock comes up again.
And Theodora again hides behind Lucy, trying to look innocent.
He gives Linka a wave and a salute, and he says, I'm glad that I found the three of you together. We need to have yet another chat in private.
Oh dear.
What did the dragon do?
It is not about the dragon. It is once again about and he looks around, goblins.
Oh my.
Alright.
Theodora looks happy.
So, he leads you back to the mayor's office, going up to the second floor into the office itself. When you go in the office, standing next to the mayor is this elven woman.
Cool.
The two of you, being from Sandpoint, Linka and Lucy, go ahead and make knowledge local rolls. Remember to add the +2 since it's for your town.
18 plus 5.
Alright, so you would know her.
23.
You would definitely know her.
14.
You would know her as well. Linka. I'll wait till Lucy comes back from getting more water.
I need water too.
I'm a camel. Sorry.
I thought you you were a human.
I thought you were an animal.
I'm a camel in disguise.
Okay. Alright.
Oh my god! And we are now waiting for Heather to get her water, and then we shall continue. Talk amongst yourselves, viewers.
Well, if they're like me, they're sitting alone at their computer, and there isn't anyone to talk with.
True.
Just saying.
What?
Well, okay.
Anyway, Linka, you and Lucy would recognize her as, her full name is Shaleu, but she prefers to be called Shay, and I prefer her to be called Shay because the pronunciation of Shalelu is only a best guess, and Shay just sounds easier.
Well, I think we should go with Shelly. Because...
What if she doesn't like Shelly?
She does not like Shelly.
Okay then.
She likes
I'm
Shay.
just saying, we explored that route now. See,
What if people called you Billy? Would you like that?
No.
Okay
But
then,
that's
shut
what-
up!
But I realized that because people have said, hey, can I call you Bill? And I'm like, no. Because I realized I do not like that name. Because
Okay, then.
we explored that avenue.
You call her Shelly, she's gonna punch you in the face.
And I know that now because we experimented.
Anyway, the two of you would know her as
Will has an experimental side.
The two of you would know her as an unofficial member of the town guard, and she always smirks at that remark.
Okay.
You would also know her
Wait, which one more?
as an unofficial member of the town guard.
I'd be more scared if our wieners were together.
Me too, because I don't have one.
Lord.
You would also know her as a leading expert in goblins. In other words, she is a ranger who took goblins as her favorite enemy.
Okay.
Lucy, since you have the much higher role, you might know her a bit more personally, maybe even having chatted with her and been friends with her at times.
Okay.
If you want.
Hi.
She waves at you. She looks kind of rathered, kind of tired, exhausted. The two of you also know that she's been in town already to do her seasonal trading and whatnot a month ago. She usually wouldn't come back around town until the end of autumn, so her being back here now is kind of a something's wrong scenario. Stanton, you don't know who this person is at all.
Good.
So Hemlock's like, Lucy and Linka, I'm sure you all know Shay. Stanton, this is Shay, an unofficial member of the town guard. She smirks.
So,
Shay is...
would I just know her through, like, I guess training, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
And because, like I said, she comes into town every so often, trades, spends a couple nights, and then wanders off again.
Okay.
Shay is our leading expert of the goblins. Shay, these are our new goblin fighters. They are the ones mostly responsible for driving off the goblin raid. Shay is unfortunately back in town early because apparently the goblins around the areas of Sandpoint have been massing. Massing. Something that they normally would not be capable of doing on their own.
Well, what does that mean? This is Lucy asking.
I know.
Okay.
And I'm telling you.
Well,
Okay.
allow me to let Shay explain for herself. And he steps back and she steps forward and says, Hemlock's told me a lot about you and your work against the goblins. I would have to say, well done. I've been dealing with the little pests for several years of my life now. They can be quite persistent. There are 5 major goblin tribes within the region surrounding Sandpoint. Traditionally, they're pretty good at keeping themselves in check due to intertribal fighting and skirmishes and whatnot. That and being goblins, they normally do not take the direction very well. A fair number of the Mosswood goblins that I've dealt with yesterday were already pretty beaten up and kept describing what seems to be the three of you in great detail before I decided to launch on them. So, I can probably already guess that most of the goblins that raided the city were from the Mosswood tribe. In any event, the fact that the 5 tribes are now working together is disturbing me greatly. Goblin tribes don't usually get along unless they've got something big planned, and big plans require big bosses. I'm afraid that somebody's moved in on the goblins and organized them, and judging from the recent raids, what they're organizing seems to be bad news for all of us. They've been raiding farms, smaller stations among the hinterlands. They are gathering supplies, they are gathering food, and they are all around enjoying themselves as they set fire to things. Something big is brewing.
That's really not good.
Hemlock steps forward and says, "No, it is not." And once again, I would have to suggest that this news does not leave this room. And I must...
Shouldn't the mayor at least be informed?
Well, the mayor is also in here.
Okay. Good. I'm glad we have that information.
Open your eyes.
Yeah, the mayor... So this news should not leave this room. In order to prepare better for this, I'm going to take a small handful of guards and head towards Magmar in order to ask for even more guards to station within Sandpoint. If something's going to happen, I want this town better prepared. On that note, since I am leaving though, I have a request to ask for the 3 of you. I know this all sounds bad, and with your previous experience you wish to help. I would ask that you help in maintaining your public presence. Especially since I am leaving, and I am taking some guards with me, that's going to kind of lower the defenses a bit. So, you being within the town guard, I need you to keep a more careful eye out. The 2 of you having helped with the raid, I need you to keep a presence, keep up the fact that this town is defended, be my eyes and ears while I'm gone.
Okay.
Any questions?
How many people are being left behind to actually defend the town in case of attack?
I'm only taking 5 guards with me. We have a garrison of 50 altogether.
Okay.
We are a small town after all.
What liberties do we have in recruiting help?
I will say that Linka will be allowed to deputize, or I should say build up a militia only if necessary. Because like I said, the last thing we need is news of goblins massing getting out to the public. So if you all start going around saying, hey, who would like to take up arms just in case, might send a message.
What are there any plans for evacuation?
Unfortunately, us being a port town, it's very limited. There are 2 ways in and out of the city, north and south. Let me bring up the Sandpoint map so you all can see it again.
He starts unrolling a scroll.
Yeah. Actually, there are 3 ways in and out of the city. At the very north end, the street that the cathedral sits on and down towards the southern end.
Are these goblins attacking roads? Are people still trading with Sandpoint?
Yes, Magnamar still sends its usual traders. The goblins, according to Shay, are not attacking any of the main roads, because that's what we have guarded the most. As of right now, they have only attacked farmers and small militia stations. Not anything controlled by actual trained guards.
Is it possible to have the bartender try and recruit mercenaries as they're passing through? Or
Amico? It could always be possible for her to ask anybody who does not live within town but travels by.
She would probably have better luck being more discreet.
Yeah, we probably need to hit up whatever major bar the sailors passing through get as well.
There are 3 taverns/inns within the city. The White Deer, the Rusty Dragon being the most popular, and one down south where all the docks are at.
Alright. He looks towards Shay. Any leads on who this ringleader of the goblins might be?
Unfortunately, no. At least not one that would be pulling all the strings. The only information I would have is on the chieftains of the 5 tribes, but being goblins themselves, they would not be capable of this much organization.
Would you need any assistance in figuring out who is leading them?
Well, as of right now, that might have to wait until the sheriff comes back and we can venture out.
Alright.
I would be happy to share information on the goblin tribes themselves and their leaders.
That could help.
I have heard word that there is a dinner being prepared at the Rusty Dragon I could come to and share any information I have.
Alright, I'll promise not to get too drunk.
You're not allowed to drink.
He kind of goes, that's the ship. Never mind.
I get it, because you don't normally drink. Oh, that's funny. Okay.
It appreciate. It's nice when someone appreciates your humor.
I bet that rarely happens, huh?
Ouch!
Everyone's a critic.
And another hero point.
Hey, I'm catching up to you.
Yeah.
Well, so far you're probably end up needing them too. I'm sorry.
Probably.
So, Hemlock, unless you all have anything further to add or question, Hemlock is going to dismiss the meeting.
Alright. We still have that lead regarding the priestess or nurse to follow up on. So I think that's what we're going to do in the meantime between now and the Rusty Dragon.
Alright, so are all 3 of you going in on that, or?
Yeah.
Alright, so.
I'm sure they need my protection.
From nuns. Yes, we need your protection.
You never know.
Yeah.
So, Hemlock states that he's going to leave early in the morning, like close to dawn, so that way people don't notice him walking out of the city. Shay says that she's going to go back to her room at the end and she'll see you all at dinner. So the 3 of you head towards the community center/chapel, going to meet the Desna Sisterhood. Right up. Father Zentos is absent from his chapel. He's most likely going around town giving out blessings or whatever. He has a few altar boys doing regular cleanup duties and whatnot. The Sisterhood, on the other hand, is tending to the books. There's a few of them are much younger to have been around during the time in question, but there is one older woman sitting at the desk going over the donations.
Do I know her?
Make a knowledge local.
18 plus whatever my local is.
18 on the die is good enough. So is the 16 on the die. Yeah, you both recognize her as... you both...
I got it.
Excuse me.
I can do it myself.
She's an independent woman.
She's a strong, independent black woman.
You had to make it a race thing, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, let's not go that far. You both recognize her as Mother Lisa. She is the oldest member of the Sisterhood within Sandpoint. And she's pretty much at head level of the Sisterhood as well. Kind of like the lead nun of the Catholic Church.
Okay.
Because there's definitely a lead nun of the Catholic Church.
There is, I just can't remember what the title... At least every convict I know has a head mother.
Convent.
Not convict.
Shut up. I'm good with words, damn it! They always have a head mother or whatever, I just don't remember what their title is.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so she's busy doing the books.
Hi, Lisa.
She lifts her head and smiles and says, Lucy, so good to see you.
We should sit down and have some tea or something.
Yes, we should. She shoos the other girls away and have them close the door. Please, let me go get it.
Go away, minions.
This is a solo boss fight.
She stands, she's a bit hunched over, she's kind of old and frail, and she walks towards the cabinet and opens it up.
Lucy starts helping and preparing water.
What? And you're the new head of the Abadar, yes?
Yes, I'm the newest representative of the order.
I heard you had a run-in with the shopkeep's daughter.
That's not exactly the way I would have put it.
I do not judge what others do.
I am dying of laughter.
Theodora is over there with you, like...
Nothing happened.
Do not judge. She puts a kettle down on the fire. Tell me.
Don't judge.
What brings the three of you here?
Well, we were reading about a particular ritual in the Church of Desna. I was wondering if you could explain some of the meaning and nuances behind it.
Well, please go right ahead. I'd be happy to answer any questions of the Church of Desna.
Well, it's of a particularly grave matter.
Grave?
Yes.
She has her back turned to you as she's dipping the tea leaves in.
You see, supposedly when someone is born with some sort of fatal birth defect or a stillbirth, supposedly their remains are disposed of means of a fire.
You kind of hear the rattling of cups. Upon that remark, she says, what are you doing?
I don't know!
What happened?
Okay,
That's not how you steep tea.
Huh?
That's not how you steep tea.
what are you trying to do?
I was trying to write that's not how you steep tea without breaking the action. You put the tea leaves in the hot water and you put the lid of the teapot on it and you let it simmer.
She's old. You go over there and you help her.
You don't dunk the tea repeatedly. You only do that if you're impatient.
Okay, we just had an abstraction at the beginning of the game about the age of consent. I'm pretty sure it's tea leaves are the least of our concerns.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, anyway. So you hear the rattling of cups that she was bringing over and says, oh, whatever do you mean, dear?
Lucy helps her with the cups.
Stanton takes out the journal of Father Tobin, places it on the table, and slides it toward her.
After the cups are poured, she turns and hands them out, kind of ignoring the journal until she takes a sip and says, "So it's come to that, hasn't it? I suppose you all read it."
I'm not going to judge you. You were given orders from Father Tobin at the time. You were following through with what you were told by a superior.
With what you thought was right.
But we need to know everything behind it.
I can only tell you what I witnessed the day it happened, if I must. She sits down, touching the journal, and says, "She was only 7 months in from what our healers could tell, and yet she was already in labor. We did not figure the child would survive such an early birth anyway. And sure enough, it did not, as it came out stillborn. It was an excruciatingly painful birth for her. And I've been to many birthings, and the amount of agony and blood that followed was anything but natural. And the child itself, if you could call it that, was so unhuman. Given that she was half angelic, this was beyond our comprehension. We had no idea what to do. The child was already dead, and yet at the same time it was a very abomination. As soon as he saw it, being angered at the fact she was with child at all, it made him even more furious. He ordered it to be burned because it was a spite on Desna's touch to Nala. That's all I can really say.
What, if you may, what disease, what changes, how was it non-human?
Well, when we took it to the funeral pyre, we had the healers look over it first, and they checked everything, except for the fact that it was early and stillborn. The child was normal-ish, health-wise. It had it had 4 limbs, it had 2 eyes. It was just so monstrous looking. As far as we could tell, it may have been demon-touched.
Did anyone have any identity of the father?
No, none of us had. We tried asking Nala, but she would dare never say. Only that whoever it was ran off on her and broke her heart.
You said that the child came early and that it was unnatural. Is there any sort of condition that would come with a half-breed that would make this happen?
None that I've ever seen.
Can I roll knowledge nature?
Sure.
In case she would know of something from, like, pigs or something, just saying. Hey, 18. 3, 6, 24.
Plenty of half anything.
Like
half
a liger or...
Well, half elves, half orcs, half anything, have mixed mixed with pure blood of any race, and Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder have always been every race is a member of the humanoid species.
As long as you
every
look
race is-
human,
You
You're
can,
okay.
yeah.
So half-breeds have mixed with other half-breeds, and the birth is always okay.
Chromosomes
Always mixed-
match.
Yeah.
somehow.
There's
Magic.
Within this world, there's never been any case where such a thing would happen just because a half-breed's mixing with a pure breed.
Okay.
They just kind of make themselves like,
Yeah.
we're gonna fit.
Yeah.
You just become more and more watered down until eventually you're just purely whatever one parent is.
Would she have told any stories about?
After it happened, and after seeing the child, she basically took her own vow of silence on the entire affair. She did not want to speak of anything. She would just stay up in her room until the fire.
About the fire, you said, I've heard it said that her remains weren't found.
The fire raged very badly. Enough that it almost took down the White Deer Inn with it. It was luckily saved. The church was burnt almost to ash and timber. The only reason we found Father Tobin's remains was because he was at the main doors trying to get out. And he must have fell to suffocation. Anything deeper within the church was unrecoverable.
Did Nala keep a journal?
None that we could ever find. I ask that you please don't spread word of any of this around.
We didn't intend to.
Of course.
We had to burn the body well away from town just to keep any onlookers from coming across. And with the exception of today, we all tried keeping a vow of silence on it.
If you would, where was it burned?
Oh, we took it all the way out to Devil's Platter, the top of Devil's Platter.
Old knowledge local?
Well,
Because that sounds like...
it's on the Hinterlands map too.
You know, if you're gonna burn a body, burn it on Devil's Platter.
Yeah, how...
It's a giant.
Plateau?
Yeah, pretty much a plateau.
Is it covered in snow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Irony.
But that was years ago. I'm sure there would be nothing left of it anymore, except maybe a small burnt mark on the rock.
Well, we'll try not to make you break your vow of silence on the matter while we're conducting our investigation.
Pray tell, what have you been trying to investigate?
She trusted with us, so. Father Tobin's remains were removed by Goblin Raiders. Left in its place, two skeletons that were presumably acolytes were given robes of...
Animation.
Yeah.
She almost chokes on her tea at that remark. Says, "Why was I not told of this? Does
Because-
Father Xantos knows?"
No, we investigated the matter with Sheriff Hemlock. We've been trying to keep the number of people who know to a minimum. So far, the only people we've told in addition are you and the mayor.
First Nala and now Tobin's remains. What is this town coming to? I can only pray that things don't get worse from here.
We're all praying.
Yes. As Will looks at Linka for some reason.
As Theodora rolls her eyes.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Not today, but if we have any further questions, we'll be in contact.
Very well then. And she just sits back in her chair quietly, drinking the rest of the tea.
Thank you very much for your time.
She just nods. Nods away.
And I'm assuming I'm bringing the journal with me. That's...
Yeah.
Alright.
She doesn't want a thing to do with it.
Alright.
I think we should speak to those in the White Horse Inn.
The White Deer Inn.
White Deer Inn. That was close.
They've gone through a bit of management change over the years, unfortunately.
So we wouldn't find anyone.
No. I'm afraid that your trail goes a bit cold from there.
We could still ask around about the blacksmiths who were around
I think
at the
we should
time.
go.
Maybe they would know something about the apprentice.
I think we should go to where the baby was burned.
Devil's
There's
platter.
Yeah, see if there is just a burn mark or if there's anything suspicious.
Any investigations
Yeah.
or
Anything magical. Like if the remains are still there, that'd be kind of weird. Y'all can do y'all's thing. Hey, that was a character.
well, we'll have to plan a trip. And that's at least a half hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
How high is that? Do you know?
She ends up telling you that they only took it to... They didn't take it all the way to the top. They took it to, like, the first flat area they could find. So, a half-hour travel there and maybe a good other half hour of climbing up to where they were.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it was on a trail.
Oh, okay.
alright, so our next two leads would be Plateau and Blacksmith.
So if we have a little bit of time before the dinner, we can talk to some of the blacksmiths and see if they remember anything. Or would have logs or...
Considering the trip, you would basically have enough time to do one or the other.
We can do a plateau tomorrow.
Yeah. Plateau tomorrow.
That'd probably take a good half day.
Yeah. For right now, though, ask around about the blacksmiths.
Alright, ask around about blacksmiths. So, there are a couple permanent blacksmith shops within Sandpoint, and quite a few set up big wagons that you can pretty much set down, open up, and hey, it's got everything you need to be a journeying blacksmith. Where would you like to go first?
Let's start with the permanent blacksmiths first.
Right.
Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Miss, I have to be a room.
The first one that you come across, and I'm sure that there's plenty in the appendixes, but I'm just going to make it up on the fly here. One of the first ones you come across is about halfway.
Relax. Just relax.
Did you almost get your fingers stuck in that Coke bottle?
Yes, I did.
I got my finger stuck in a Coke bottle once.
You sure it was your finger?
I was about to say that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a chicken finger. I was playing.
One has to go to Chapin for that out of character remark. Anyway, so near the center of
He was starting to panic, and I was like, just relax.
near the center of town is shops. This is called the Iron Anvil. This one's called the Iron Anvil, and inside is a dwarf.
Of course.
Racist. Make him an elf. How many elf blacksmiths have you seen? None.
It's because they fight. And do magic and stuff.
But
blacksmith.
They do everything but blacksmith. They built entire civilizations.
Because they get it from dwarves.
Okay. They just buy civilizations from dwarves.
It is a dwarf, damn it!
Okay.
This dwarf is bald on top, has hair around the back and sides of his head, and a long gray beard.
Wow, this is really stereotypical.
Racist.
I feel like I'm reading Lord of the Rings.
Kind of short.
Let's see. Beard.
Bald on
top. Short. Must be a dwarf.
Blacksmith. Oh, definitely a dwarf.
Will, he looks exactly like your dad. I'm just going to throw that out there right now.
Yes.
He looks exactly like your dad, and he talks exactly like your dad when he does his Scottish accent.
Nice.
Okay, so he can't quote movies either. Awesome. I'm allowed to make that joke. If my dad, anyone else did, I can kick you in the teeth.
Okay. Noted.
Warren said that to have your dad watch your videos, he gets to hear me do a horrible impression of him doing a horrible Scottish impression.
Theodora goes up to him, pulls out an egg.
I knew a man who once did that once.
It's dead!
Would not stop with that joke. I had to hit him on the head a few times.
I am on the ground.
I bet your son got a real kick out of that trick.
All the time. Do it again. What can I do for you?
Anywho, we heard that a while back there was a blacksmith's apprentice who came through this town. He may have been a bit fond of Father Tobin's daughter.
He thinks for a minute as he keeps bashing on the hammer. You know...
Yeah, he is.
Now just imagine like he's making a sword and it's like all hot and he's just like
he's just making his dinner. Let me think about that.
like he doesn't even have to look at it. He's been doing it for so long. He's just
He pours it into the cold water and the steam lets out and says, I may know of who you're speaking, the foolish boy. Dalek, I believe, is who you're searching for.
A Dalek?
His name is Dalek.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
No, it's Dalek.
Dalek, okay.
Delek.
Theodora goes up and pulls out another egg. Exterminate!
He takes it and tosses it.
Seriously? God.
Yes.
I almost spit my water on your computer.
You see, the sad fact is there is one person in this room
You're
who is
lucky
not
I
a Doctor Who fan.
hold
I
in
will
my
not
water.
mention who.
There's only one in here is not a Doctor Who fan. Only one.
Only one.
There can be only one!
Just saying.
So, Dalek, that foolish boy, he apprenticed under me for a month. And then he just up and leaves out of nowhere.
Do you think you could give us a description of him? Race, height, age at the time?
He's about this tall. He looks like one of those backgammon things. And he's got little balls on his skirt. And he's holding a plunger and a whip.
No more out of you. He was like,
take him seriously, Internet.
there was on Facebook. There was a picture of like a Dalek dress where like it comes out and you got the souffle girl inside. Oh, it was.
Yeah,
I saw it. Yeah.
It was a play on how Clara was introduced as a Dalek, thinking it was human.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he was a young human lad. I'd have to say late teens, I believe, for humans. I don't know humans' age. Humans are so quick to age. I'm sorry. Since all three of you are human.
None.
Understandable.
I myself am a stout 350 years!
Ugh.
Anyway.
A little old for your taste?
I would say...
I can't tell if that was a laugh of derision or as if you were, like, offended.
I don't know what derision means.
Like, oh, look at you, thinking you're cute. Oh, fuck you all.
It meant both.
Okay, thanks.
He was about, maybe as tall as you. And he points to Stanton. Oh, kind of short black hair. I made him cut it before he joined. The last thing you want in here is long hair.
You have a long beard.
There's a difference.
Double standard!
You do not cut the beard!
He's bald up top, he was envious.
You may have enough, but I'm going to give you...
Did he ever mention any
I can't do
family
this.
or...
There we go.
I like red and
I know, I made it, I was like, I have two, and he has two, and then...
His family lived in Magma. He came here to be my apprentice. To hopefully open a shop there. Not that it has millions anyway.
Whoa, what are you doing?
You can keep going, I'm just playing.
Alright, so...
What the hell?
Okay.
Anyway.
Run away!
So yeah, black hair that was cut to maybe shoulder length. A bit ruffled all times. He worked in the blacksmith shop day and night.
I was going to write down general description.
Be quite honest, I haven't heard from him or his family ever since he left.
Did he mention any problems that he was having, or any reason for leaving?
Did not give a single one. He just didn't bother showing up one day.
Did he leave his tools or possessions? Where was he staying?
Oh, he was housed in the room out back, and he points to a slightly large, what looks more like a shed.
You mentioned that he was from Magnamar. Did he happen to mention any family members he might have back there?
Only that he left a mother, father, and maybe a couple sisters, I don't know.
Huh.
He was only here to work. I didn't really worry that much about his private life. Even when he started going about the shop saying, I'm with this young, beautiful woman recently.
Oh, what's her name?
I think he said Nala, Nala. I don't know.
From the Lion King? No, it's the Lion King.
What the hell is the Lion King?
You're breaking the fourth wall! You're not Deadpool!
We did that with Doctor Who. Now it's an issue? Just because you don't like the Lion King, now it's breaking the fourth wall?
Who doesn't like the Lion King?
Well...
So,
Pretty little flower.
while you're all here, can I make you anything? Throw you all the Heroes of Sandpoint, you still get 20% off.
Do I have any money? DM, do I have any money?
It should be listed under your, on the back of your sheet toward, I think,
I have 50.
50 gold.
Theodora.
How do I check my knives or my swords and stuff?
Oh, they're at fine quality order.
Oh, then we'll no.
Theodora raises her claw.
You may take some time on that one.
Okay.
And you may want to wait until she gets an armor-wearing feat.
So, like, a guy could have died and you didn't do anything?
Guy could have died.
Yeah, like, he didn't come back and you didn't hear from him and you didn't do anything?
Apprentices come and go, lass.
Did you?
People come and go, but, like, they still could have died. He has family. You could have at least reported it.
I'm sure he went back to Magnamar.
I'm sure a goblin could have ate him.
Oh, yes, true.
Did you check the house
Well,
room?
of course. I was about ready to flip him off his mattress until I found it was empty.
So he left his possessions.
Oh no, he packed up. The only thing he left behind was the tools I supplied him.
Would you happen to know of any place he would have mentioned where he would have gone? Probably back to Magnamar, but
In the meantime,
any sort of lead?
None that I am aware of, I'm afraid.
Alright.
So we got that knowledge here we can...
So,
Magnamar.
I'm assuming that we're kind of like retreating back on the way to the Rusty Dragon.
Yeah.
So, we have where he was headed. Magnamar.
His girlfriend.
Oh.
Heading to a city of at least 30,000 people. And we have to track down a man of average height, shoulder length, black hair, who has a mother, a father, and a couple of sisters.
And a girlfriend.
She's dead.
Dead.
Oh, she did?
Oh, you
Well, I missed that part.
You do have a name.
The half angel girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do have a name. You do have the name.
Dolly.
You have connections within Magnamar.
I do.
You wouldn't have to go there yourselves.
We could ask the guys who are going there. The sheriff. That's the word.
Yeah, but isn't he already on his way?
He's not leaving until the morning. So he's still in town.
Well, he still wants us here, so let's at least get the word out to him to ask around about that.
Okay.
Right.
I can't imagine why he would just leave suddenly like that. If he would travel all this way to be an apprentice and then...
Well, people often aren't
Let me-
as virtuous as they seem.
I want to get my timeline straight. Okay, so the baby died. Like,
Apprentice comes to town, has a dalliance with Nala.
okay,
Nala gets pregnant.
okay.
Father Tobin finds out about it, and he's like, oh, I'm pissed.
Okay.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah. Then Delic leaves because he's like, oh shit, I gotta grow preggers. I'm not gonna stick around for this crap, and then leaves.
Okay.
Nala has the baby
7 months later,
7 months later,
more or less.
roughly. It's a stillbirth, so they have it taken out and burned.
And that same night, the church burns down?
Or there was a bit of a
Time gap.
time gap between when
Yeah.
they burned the baby and when.
The church was burned, yes.
All right.
Everybody got that?
We're good.
Alright.
Okay.
Is it clear? Maybe? Kind of?
Did he recently run away, or was that around
Like
the
5
time?
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this happened
This
like...
all happened like 5 years ago.
So,
Okay.
this is like cold case stuff.
Okay.
Cold case didn't have the doink doink.
Squeak,
Paul
squeak.
Northern had the doink doink.
Hey, squeak.
I was close enough.
So you're heading to the Rusty Dragon Inn. You're all kind of down because you're getting.
Because we've been asking around the town about burnt babies. I highly doubt we're going to be enthusiastic.
You end up giving Sheriff Hemlock the name. He says, "I'll ask when I'm asking for troops. I'll also ask about any information on him." Magmar is a city after all, so they would be the kind of place to keep some type of record on its citizens.
Like a census or something.
Yes. So he says, "I will take care of that while I'm gone," and I will send word. As you near the Rusty Dragon Inn, it of course sounds all cheery inside and whatnot. When you walk in, there are bards up on the stage playing. Amiko is actually in the kitchen messing with the boar that was brought in. Foxglove is actually waiting at the door for you all. As soon as you all comes in, he's like, "Friends, welcome! I'm so glad that you all decided to join us."
Well, we were cordially invited.
Yes, of course. What are my manners on that? I'm so forgetful at times. Amiko has the boar. She is currently cooking it. It is going to be delicious. Please allow me to bring you to the tables. And he brings you over towards the center of the tavern where he has a few tables pushed together. Shay, seeing you all enter from the corner, comes over as well and says, "Do you all mind if I join in?"
That's fine. Thank you.
This is out of character, but no!
So she sits down kind of at the end of the table while Foxglove tries to get you all to sit relatively close to the
Of course,
center.
he takes the other seat next to Lucy here.
Yeah, he does.
And Lucy is horribly uncomfortable by the whole thing. Just
Hi,
everything,
Lucy.
too many people, and then Foxglove, and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody is shouting, drinking, eating, having a good time. The bards are playing a... The bards are playing an uprising kind of tune that you could just get up and do an Irish jig to.
What's Ireland?
Theodora, when she sits down, she gets her own seat,
Okay.
and she bangs on the table. Heart!
Huh?
Heart!
The halfling bartender comes around and starts pouring everybody drinks.
Heart! I call dibs on the
What am I
heart!
supposed to drink?
Well, there's ale, there's rum.
Do you have water, juice, milk, or tea?
Or the blood of newborns.
I'll take that.
The blood of the innocent.
You wouldn't happen to have the innards around, would you?
It was thrown out back.
Theodora starts to glare.
I'll get them for you.
We could send the little thing out back to eat whatever she wants. As long as
She's
she-
part of the family. We don't just
She-
send her out back for food.
She starts weighing her options, looking at both clawed hands.
If you go out back, Lucy can't tell you what not to do. Don't cause too much trouble.
I
It'll come
swear,
back
if
on
that
us.
dragon gets stolen, it's your fault.
Theodora scampers out.
Alright, so Theodora has a good time munching on innards.
Yes.
If that dragon gets stolen, it is your fault.
I'm fairly sure it can look out for
If
itself.
anything happens to that dragon, it is your fault.
Meanwhile, Foxglove immediately stands holding up his ale, proposing a toast to you all, the saviors of Sandpoint. And of course, everybody in the tavern
Who
cheers.
can't drink.
And everyone in the tavern cheers and chugs back.
Milk. Or tea.
Shay is just like, yay.
That's her actual cheer.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yay.
perplexed at the fact that, like, I can't drink. I have orange juice, but I snuck a little vodka in it. I don't tell any of y'all.
Wait, what's vodka?
Oh, more breaking of the fourth wall.
Okay, rum, whatever.
Vodka means water in Russian, you know.
As
What's Russia?
Oh, burn.
so you're all sitting there having a good time. What do any of the three of you all do amongst the party?
I plan about forgetting about this day. I don't like hearing about dead babies.
Yes, there is that.
Channeling negative energy.
No! No, I'm not gonna channel negative energy. I'm gonna see you like, oh yeah, like a little button that says don't press on it.
Maybe.
As you're all enjoying the party,
Stanton makes it a point to set aside a plate for Amico, the gracious server.
right. As you're all sitting there and enjoying yourselves, trying to forget all the grim stuff of goblins massing and dead babies and whatnot, the doors suddenly get thrown open, and you see a kind of middle-aged human man dressed as a noble storming in and shouting at the top of his lungs in a dialect that neither of you have heard before.
Is he dressed as a noble, or is he really a noble?
He really is.
Okay.
In fact, no knowledge rolls necessary for the two of you being Sandpoint residents. This is a man by the name of Longinko. Longinko Kaijitsu. That's how it's given in the book. That's how I'm going with it.
Okay. Knowledge local. Who the hey is he? 4.
Well, like I said, you know that that's who he is, and that he is a highly regarded noble.
Oh, so he's random noble.
He shouts at the top of his lungs in a language that neither of you have heard before, and everybody.
Are you sure we've never heard of it before?
What?
Yes.
What are my languages? Did I do that?
I
actually...
You even crossed out my linguistics, so apparently I can probably barely talk.
Hold the word. Okay, I kind of deserve that.
Okay, I don't know where languages are.
I guess you're looking up some type of language spell.
Oh, there they are! No, just no common and druidic. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I just flicked myself with my pen.
So when he yells, everybody else in the tavern immediately goes quiet and just keeps to their meal. It's a total mood killer. Everybody's like, oh, and just starts eating. He comes further into the tavern, shouting again in the same language, and he ends up spotting the three of you.
Can I escape?
Deer in headlights.
Well, like, not escape the area, but like escape from view.
Hide under the table?
I guess go ahead and make attempt a sneak roll.
Well, I was gonna do escape artist, but
Well, escape artist would be like if you're
Ropes.
tied up and whatnot.
hold on. I guess it'd be stealth.
Yeah.
Why are you gonna be in the way?
Looking for shit.
Oh
Dude.
my gosh.
No, he still sees you.
So you're halfway ducking under the table.
I don't
He's
know
like,
where-
I see you.
I don't know where that went.
Me either. Damn. Oh well. So go
I
ahead.
think it went down.
18.
Plus
Okay,
one.
so yeah, you managed to get out of sight of... I'll look for it later. You managed to get out of sight of him.
I went.
So he sees the two of you. And he walks over and says, "You were the ones who almost put people in danger with your silly antics. Why couldn't you leave the goblins up to the trained professionals like the town guard?"
Deer in headlights.
Well, explain yourselves!
Is this a bad guy?
No, this is just a guy being a bit of a hothead.
Lucy bursts out crying. I'm so sorry! I tried to stop Theodore and she wouldn't
I don't like how he's talking, so I just have a bow at the ready.
Jesus Christ. Touch of...
Well, you don't see me. Neither does he.
Touch of law and diplomacy.
Okay.
You go and touch him?
No. Me.
Oh, okay.
No, he touches himself. I didn't
Alright.
You're so scared,
Look.
just like, law and diplomacy, please.
Sir, my order prides itself on being representatives of the law.
Don't motion to me, I'm not there.
We had a guardsman with us fending off the goblins. If we had done nothing, they would have caused more damage. We were simply defending ourselves and the town.
Where'd it go?
Be that as it may, it was still foolish of you all to get involved like that. And immediately Amico rushes out from behind the kitchen, dressed in an apron and whatnot like a cook, holding a ladle in her hand that's dripping with soup. She says, "What is going on?" "Oh, it's you." And she just has this look on her face. And he turns to her, and they both start arguing in that language again. But it seems like he's being demanding, and she's being hell no. And then he immediately tries to make a grab at her.
Can I intimidate him to leave?
You can if you want, yeah.
Can Theodora stick her head in? Bar fight!
Move.
She's doing me again.
6.
Plus 3, it's 9. It's not doing it. That's not it, is it?
He doesn't even acknowledge your attempt. He's still yelling at his daughter. And when he goes to grab at her...
Okay. Hero point.
Dun, 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 dun.
14!
Plus 3.
17?
Yeah.
So he looks at you, and...
I dropped down from the ceiling with my bow. And it's right. It's like right in his face.
Awesome.
So he just kind of blinks and steps back like, "Wait a second here. I did not provoke any form of action like this."
Maybe if you were arguing in common, we'd all know what's going on.
"I am merely requesting that my daughter leaves with me to Magmar. Or she can be written out of my will," he says, glaring at her over Heather's shoulder.
Amico is your...
"Yes, she most certainly is. If she still wishes to be," he says, glaring again. And she's just standing there with her arms crossed. And she goes, "You can take your leathery hide and leave my inn immediately, or I shall have this guard throw you out on whatever thing you call an ass."
I pulled the bow back further.
Stanton tries, places a hand on the shoulder. "Sir, this town has been through a lot. If everyone got up and left at the slightest show of danger..."
He's going to immediately jerk away from you and say, "Get your hands off of me!" Then he points at Amiko and says, "You are as dead to me as your mother." And he storms out. And Amiko is just all takes a breath and says, "Well, now that jackass stew is no longer on the menu, I shall return to finishing that boar."
Can I roll a sense motive, see the result, and if I don't like it, use a touch of law? Or,
Sure.
Okay.
What exactly are you using it on?
Sense motive to see if she's like, oh, I don't care, or if she's like really upset by this.
Oh, Lucy doesn't care. Lucy
That's
goes...
same either way. So sense motive is 6, so 17.
For a minute there, she was close to tears.
Once she's in the back room, Lucy excuses herself and goes and hugs her.
She still manages to stay strong to it. She's like, not that I much cared about being a noble woman anyway, or else I wouldn't have gone off and enjoyed the world. The old fool can run and hide however he wants. She says that to you since you're in there.
Still your father.
She snorts at that remark. If he was my father, would a father have mentioned such a thing?
Well,
No.
I don't think your father would have said such a thing in front of public.
Exactly.
Wouldn't have said it in private.
if at all.
Now, if you excuse me, he has the halfling bartender come in to finish the meal, and she immediately grabs her violin and just goes up on stage and starts playing with the others.
Are you okay to play? If you need to take a minute, we'll understand.
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. And she goes up and she starts playing a very fast tune.
Daddy, why did you eat my fries? I wanted them, and they were mine.
Yeah.
I was thinking Back to the Future 3, but...
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. No classical or video game tunes come to mind, but, somebody who's running off adrenaline and a bit of anger going on a violin.
So she invents rock and roll.
Pretty much.
Awesome.
She plays some Nightwish on a violin.
Like somehow she's able to make the entire orchestra off of one fiddle.
Yes.
She is a bard, so she has the magics.
Awesome.
Theodora's in the front row, head banging, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, she plays Bye Bye Beautiful.
Sweet.
Alright, so...
Bless you.
So, as soon as she starts playing, everybody immediately goes back to having a good time. And the boar is brought out. Many feasts are had. It is a very delicious dinner.
Oh my god, you're going to bed soon, kids.
Night, night.
Night all.
Good night.
Good night.
And once the dinner is finished, Foxglove stands, gives one more toast to you all, and says, "My friends, once again, I thank you very much for saving my life. This was the most that I could do for all of you, as I will be leaving for Magnamar in the morning. If you are all ever in Magnamar, I hope that you visit at my townhouse, and I would gladly offer you another feast."
Well, that's very generous of you, sir.
And he, of course, turns to you and says, "The invitation is always open to you as well."
Thank you, sir.
He bows and adjourns upstairs. So, it is late into the night. What do you all wish to do at this point?
Is it quiet or is there any sounds?
Well, the rousing starts to die down as it gets later into the night. a few drunks are escorted out by Amiko and the halfling, and it's pretty much down to the bare bones customer as they're cleaning the bar and everything.
Stanton is going to help Amiko with the dishes.
Alright then.
I'll stand at the entrance of the bar.
Very well. And Lucy?
Probably trying to drag Theodora off stage from singing karaoke off key.
What did they do? They had like a book, and they were just flipping through like the
Yes.
pages.
Exactly.
Just making up lyrics and making up the tune.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the only one trying to stay in the time period?
I envision like Shrek, where somehow they're able to have like karaoke and like jazz bands with all this medieval
But
shit.
yet, you don't let us be Shrek.
Do you want to be Shrek? You want to do some Shrek stuff?
No.
Okay.
Maybe bits and pieces, but not completely.
And I assume that some point later on you all adjourn to wherever it is you house, yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. This is timed almost perfectly since we're down to 9:47. Anyway, the very next morning, before you all gather together to make your journey to Devil's Platter, Stanton, there is a knock on your chapel door.
There's a knock on my chamber door.
Yeah.
Nevermore.
The chapel door.
Nevermore.
Yeah.
I answer this knock at my chapel door.
Instead of a raven, it is the halfling bartender from last night, Bethany.
Oh, hello.
Hi, can we speak for a moment?
Of
As
course.
I take off my clothes?
Wait, what?
God, no. She steps in and she's holding a parchment in her hands and she says, I need to perhaps make a missing persons report.
Yes.
Amiko usually wakes 2 hours ago to start making dinner at the bar. But when I went down to the kitchen, she was not there. And when I went to her room, she was not there at all. Just this parchment. And she hands it over to you.
He reads it.
Alright. One side is written in a foreign language. But she explains to you that she knows of the language. It's the language of where Amiko and her family comes from. She's been taught it over several years, and she translated it on the back. And it says, Hello, sis. I hope this letter finds you well, and with some free time on your hands, because we've got something of a problem. It's to do with Father. Seems that he might have had something to do with Sandpoint's recent troubles with the goblins, and I didn't want to bring the matter to the authorities because we both know he'd just weasel his way out of it. You've got some pull here in town, though. If you can meet me at the Glassworks at midnight tonight, which, if you're staying in town, you know the Glassworks is a factory/shop towards the southern end of town. In fact, on that little islet thing that juts out from underneath the docks. And if you can meet me at the Glassworks at midnight tonight, maybe we can figure out how to make sure he faces the punishment he deserves. Not twice, then three times more, and then once more at the delivery entrance, and I'll let you in. In any case, I don't have to impress upon you the delicate nature of this request. If news got out, you know these local rubes would assume that you and I were in on the whole thing too, don't you? They've got no honor at all around these parts. I still don't understand how you can stand to stay here. Anyway, don't tell anyone about this. There are other complications as well. Ones I'd rather talk to you in person about tonight. Don't be late, and it's signed Suto. And the whole time you're reading it, she's just standing there like, And when you lower it, she goes, so, Pseudo apparently contacted her last night before the evening's end. He's only her half-brother, you see. He's half-elven. He's not Lunjenko's son, that man you met last night. So you can imagine he was disowned. And I feel that he's up to no good, and especially since she does not seem to be around, I'm just afraid something happened.
We don't have time to do a lengthy investigation if Amigo's in trouble. I'm going to round up my friends and we'll look into this.
Thank you. And just please save her if you can. And watch out for anything. And she heads back towards the tavern.
Oh, snap.
So, is that where we're ending for the night, on a cliffhanger? Or
Pretty much, yes.
Alrighty.
We're ending 8 minutes early on the cliffhanger because gathering everybody together and heading towards the glassworks is a whole is a whole dungeon level.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
So, on that note, you already got your experience for
Whatever it was.
yeah. You are also all going to earn
Make
you are also going to each earn 200 experience points for the event at the Rusty Dragon,
cool.
since you tried to intimidate/talk him down.
Both intimidate and talk him down.
It speaks softly but carry a big stick.
Yeah.
It works.
Or cry. You know.
Yeah,
And
you know,
Whatever.
whimper in a corner. That.
Make him feel bad.
That works.
And between all the role-playing that was done tonight, everybody earns an additional 135.
Sweet. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm.
So much role-playing went on this session that instead of divvying out personal stuff, the base 135 seemed good.
That works.
So I'm looking at 2,395.
Out of how much you need for level?
This is we're level 1.
Yeah.
To level up, don't you only need like 2,000?
Well, it depends on what track. I'm running on medium track.
Medium track?
Yeah.
Why would you run on medium track?
Because there's
no one runs on medium track.
Because there's, I know on Chapin's sheet I put how much is needed to level up.
2,000.
How are y'all at 2,000? I'm only at 1,460.
I'm at 1,530, but you said it's 2,000 for the next level. And that's
Oh,
your
yeah.
handwriting, too.
Yeah, so it takes 2,000 experience points on the medium track to jump up a level. And where are you at already?
I am at 2,395.
I think Will sucks at math.
Alright.
Well, Will got a whole bunch of experience points for soloing an event with the shopkeep's daughter and almost getting knocked out.
That's dumb. That's dumb.
He didn't invite me.
I didn't have time to invite you.
I think
She
Chapin
was
should
like,
get experience for being hit on. And almost raped, I think.
Well, what? When did that happen?
I don't know.
Alright, Chapin,
I'm trying to help you.
This guy,
I'm trying to help.
this guy is horny. He's not a molester. Jesus Christ. What's the difference?
Chapin, give yourself 600 experience points for being hit on all the time.
Okay.
And for
Between-
saying no.
Between Foxglove being introduced to him leaving.
Oh, so 600?
And not
Yeah.
being seduced.
Yeah. So that okay. Now I have
Whip.
maths.
Heather, give yourself 400 for being a stubborn fighter.
Yes. For throwing rocks.
Yeah.
2,130.
So all of you have jumped up to level. So two
So
of you.
I'm still at 1,860.
Oh.
So far, 2 people have jumped up to level 2.
I glow. I get glowy.
I think I should get 200 for
At least
intimidation.
for level
Fine, go ahead and give yourself the 200
Yeah.
to level up.
Yay! Awesome. So we're all leveled.
Yes, you are all level 2 now.
So we have to
Because I need to level up. Because
add things.
all my rolls are negatives.
Oh man.
Except
So-
for my fighting.
So everybody say good night,
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
and we will see you all next week as we take on the Glassworks and maybe some more fighty.
Woo.